Hello and welcome to my channel. This is Lisa with Lisa's Faith and Budget Planning channel. I'm excited to be here today. I'm doing something a little different, a little new. I have my laptop in front of me and I'm using my iPhone that I normally record on as my webcam because the webcam picture on my actual laptop is not very good and the quality wasn't very good. So I'm recording these separate and hopefully I can put these together. So we'll see how it turns out. But today I'm doing my April closeout in my Excel. So really my Excel sheet is meant for everyday transactions and monthly transactions, just like my workbooks do or my worksheets do. I like the Excel because it does the math for me and I can make sure I'm doing the math properly in my books. Handwriting it out is important to me because it helps me commit things to memory. Typing it in does not, and I know that because most of my budgeting time in my life before, I guess, 2019 was all Excel, and I never could keep anything straight. It wasn't until I started paper and pen budgeting and writing it out did it stick to memory better, and I love that. I absolutely love that. But I still like to make sure the math is correct, so I do lean on the Excel sheet to do the math properly, as long as I put the numbers in correctly. So here we go. On my Excel page here, this is April 16th through the 30th. For my pay, bills, and expenses. So my husband is the one who earns all the income in our family. We are a family of 4, pretty much adults. The youngest will be 17, so we're all adults in this house. And yeah, it's a great family of 4. We love it. So we have an awesome house and a great location. Not a cheap place to live, so things are kind of expensive here. So it may vary depending on where you live on what the cost would be. But this is the average cost of what we're spending, and yeah. We're just going to go through and you're going to see how I've put the information of all the things that you see marked in my budget sheets here in the Excel, and it does the same work for you. So here I have my balance forward. This is what was balance forward from last paycheck, which is at the top here. April 1st through the 15th, when all the bills came out and all my spending. That's what all these numbers are for my 4 main categories. And I break up my categories into 4 spending categories. It's just easy to compartmentalize it that way. So I have groceries and household. Though I only put groceries here, it's grocery, household, restaurants, miscellaneous, and gasoline. I do have a column for unbudgeted when I spend out of our buffer of the extra leftover money that could be balanced forward or go to savings. That's what I use how I use our checking account. And I kind of overdid it this past month, but it's okay. We're going to catch up here by Friday. So whole new month of May coming up. This is just the end of April. You're going to see me not necessarily close everything out for the end of April, but you're going to see where the numbers are, and we're squeaking it in close. We are at $140 some in our checking account right now. Plenty in savings. I can transfer money over if necessary, but I hope not to. One, I'm waiting for a full refund for something I purchased on Amazon that was $96, and that should be coming back, which I'll just put it back into the income section. For me, that works best for me because I don't have a lot of refunds. I don't buy a lot of things and take them back. If I had smaller kids and I was trying new things or working and doing new things, yeah, I would buy a lot more and maybe have to return things, but we don't. We intentionally purchase things that we know will work, that we won't have to send back. So that is that. And so here you're going to see the sinking funds. Everything came out. Orkin came out, electric, all the things. So here you're going to see HBO Max at 0. So at some point in the middle of the month, I decided I'm going to put all of our monthly subscriptions onto our credit card. I try to juggle this, keeping our credit score active with our oldest credit card that has a very high threshold balance, I guess you would say, a high available credit on it, but at the same time not get to the point where I was maxing out my credit card and just paying the minimum every month for 15 years. I mean, seriously, that's ridiculous. and I don't want to go there, but I creeped up to it again this month, and I'm like, oh, I might have to carry a balance over. And I'm going to have to carry a balance over from the statement date for at least 3 or 4 days. Statement date ends on the 24th. My husband gets his salary check on the 30th. I still don't know what it's going to be, or if they're going to correct his pay out of that paycheck. But if they do, great. If they don't, fine. It wasn't allocated to any bills anyway. It would have just gone into savings or one of our financial goals. But I have to pay off the credit card. So it'll be a few days later. So, but I still want to keep our credit card moving and showing activity and showing that we are definitely still using it and that it is active. And the best thing I could come up with, I'm not ready to put like all our bills on there and then pay all our bills every month. A lot of people do that. I can't seem to bring myself to do it, but I thought, what if I can just do the subscriptions? That I can do. $5 here, $6 there, so on and so forth. So HBO Max was one of those subscriptions that we can cancel anytime, but we're enjoying it for right now, so we pay the $14.99 a month. We put on the credit card, and then I pay the credit card. So, and I've already taken for the month of May, if you saw my May setup budget video, the amounts of all of them, plus the extra $100, and that will cover anything that goes on a credit card. I think it's around $266 or $263 for the credit card every month. But it was still money that was coming out of our bank account anyway, so I'm not adding any new bills. I'm just consolidating them in one place. So our tithe, this Audible is also going to be one. It came out of this one paycheck in the checking account, but next month it will come out of the credit card. Can't think straight. And iTunes is the same thing. Vivint, we still have going to our checking account. I put 0 for the Visa here because you're going to see there's another check coming. Sprint, we're going to see here. Verizon, Fios is our internet. That will stay with our checking. Every dollar. I just flat out canceled it. I thought it was a year-long thing that I signed on for. No, it was a month-to-month thing. And when I went in and looked at my every dollar, one, it wasn't connecting with my bank. And I'm like, I don't want to spend all this money every month. And it's not going to connect to my bank for the last few months. So I was just like, maybe I can figure out how to cancel it. And I canceled it and the reoccurring charge, and that was it. So I'm like, oh, I didn't get charged, so I don't have to pay it this month, and I don't have to pay for it again. It is a free app. You don't get the perks that you do with the paid version, but I wasn't really using them. So I'm not going to have that for the next month, which I'm excited about. So I did take $10.59 savings for this month. Boss Land and Lawn, that's our landscaper. His check cleared. He is coming this Thursday to do our lawn again. And I'm going to decide if I'm going to write a check or if I'm going to pay him cash. I have to think about that one. Anyway, so that is this Thursday. I might move this one to May because it does take a week before our checks are cashed when I leave him a check. So I may move that to May and May 1st, and then it'll be fine. And just zero it out here. So, in fact, I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to zero this out to April, but I'm going to add it to May. And I'm going to make a note on my sticky notes here and say Boss Land and Lawn moved to May 1st. So that way I can adjust my budget sheets for next month and have that reflected in there. But my husband did have ABC Health. Let me type this X in here real quick. ABC Health is the medical company where he gets a CPAP machine with supplies, and our portion of 3 months was $60.27. So that came out, and I didn't have that until it actually came out. In fact, he had told me earlier in the month, and I forgot to budget for it. He did his due diligence. It just went over my head, and I still forgot. It's okay. So now that I've taken the $55 out, but we have this new $60, the numbers have changed. So now I have money here that I wasn't expecting, and there's some adjustments I need to do over with the daily transactions for my 4 spending categories. Before I get into that, let's go down to Paycheck 3. Now, Paycheck 3 actually falls on Friday, the 30th of April, which is the very last day of April. It's one of those extra paychecks in the month if you get paid every other week. And so that's what we got. If his salary stays true and they don't change the salary amount, this is what his salary amount is. I haven't balanced anything. I can't balance anything forward because I'm actually in the negatives right now, and I'll explain that in just a minute. But balance forward, I'm not going to put anything. Salary, this is what the salary would be, this is what the tithe would be, and this is what the savings amount would be. And then this is what I know for sure with the Visa. I might have to tweak that a little bit. I'm not sure. In case there's like some interest charges or something like that. So the reason this number is negative is because you take this total and you subtract these 2 budgeted items. And when you do that, it says I'm over budget. And I need to highlight this red. I like to put it in red when I'm in negative numbers for totals. So I'm going to do that here. And I just clicked up there and then now it's red. So it shows I have $143.32 here in my miscellaneous category, and my gasoline category says $119.18. Here's what I'm going to do, because this is going to be a truer reflection of my numbers in my bank, because I don't have any more bills that need to come out, and I'm over budget in these categories because I had a big grocery run the other day. And most of this was supplements. My husband takes Bioflex. I take other vitamins and stuff like that. And they're $20, $30 a package, a bottle. And we just kind of ran out and we needed them right away. When I had like a day or 2 left. I didn't plan that out very well. So I went ahead and got them knowing it would cut us close and over budget. But we were getting paid a couple days later. So it wasn't too big of a deal. So what I did was allow myself to go negative for these 2 categories. We had an extra eating out day here in the restaurants. I'm not too concerned about that, but I have these categories. So I do know in my miscellaneous here, I have it says I have $143.32 left over. But I don't really need that, and I need that to compensate for what I overspent over here, and I need the gas to compensate for what I spent over there. So I'm going to put these to 0, and then we'll get actual true numbers. And I only do this like when it's a couple days before my husband gets paid and the budget's about to change, and I just kind of true up the numbers a little bit. So I know based on this over here, miscellaneous, if I click on this and then click here and where the function is, it'll highlight the range that it's totaling. And it's only totals over here on this side. The total is only these numbers over here. So really it's only totaling what I actually spent. So I know how much I actually spent. So I can change this. I'm going to do a little bit of math here. I balance forward $14.25. So I know I spent a total of $145.93 based on this number right here in the miscellaneous total. I'm going to subtract the 25 here on my calculator. And then I'm going to put budget amount, and I'm going to adjust the budget to drop to match so that those 2 numbers reflect and zero out this column. 131.68 there, and let's see what happened. Yes, now I'm at 0 for my totals here, and it still didn't change anything here because I didn't change anything in this range here where it's connected to. So that zeroed that column out, and what that did was, as you can see, my totals minus my spending categories, I'm going to have money left over. That's going to work. All right, same thing here. I'm going to take, because the gas, I just got gas the other day in my vehicle. My husband, I think, has plenty of gas in his car. and he can wait until Friday to get more gas if he needs to, or when he gets his first of the month pay. He gets it also on Friday, but I'm going to pretend it's not there until Saturday and just start counting it on Saturday, because this is a lot of transactions at the end of the month happening all at once, and it's overwhelming sometimes. So I know gasoline was $95.33, and we have a balance forward of $64.51. So I'm going to subtract those two numbers together on my calculator, and then I come up with $30.82. Next time I might bring up one of those little pop-up calculators so you can see the math. But once I did that adjustment brought that to zero, and now total minus spending matches. Okay, we're good, because I'm not spending any more money today. And actually, no, I got to do one more adjustment. I just realized this. Did purchase something, and I'm going to have to do it later. It's $30 and some change, and I don't have the receipt in front of me. But I'll just do like negative $30 here. There we go. And I'll do the change difference later. Oops, that's not what I want. There we go. There we go. So $30. Alrighty. So that leaves $145.41, and the difference of the change that's in the bank account. So it's $144 and some change. So whatever that change is, I'll come back and fix it. So I know this total actually reflects my actual bank account. Now, when I do total minus spending, I do that just to keep track of the spending categories in the where I can spend money at. But when I'm done to release those categories and put the funds back in the checking account as part of the buffer or part of savings, then I zero that out, and then I don't really need this number anymore, because that's what this is about. So I'm actually going to delete this. I'm not worried about it anymore, but I do like keeping it there during the early part when he first gets paid, and these totals are closer to these numbers up here, and I haven't spent much out of them. Once I start spending out of them and I deplete them, then that's where things kind of get a little crazy. So it changes quite a bit. So also with my spending categories, I have this little thing over here, and you can see grocery household, I only wanted to spend $1,000. I went $151.34 over. I went $9.51 over in eating out, but we were way under in both miscellaneous and gasoline. And we also still were under for the whole total budget. If you total all four categories, it's $2,500 a month. We need that for our family. And I was still $100 under budget. So I did great for the entire budget for the month, but not so great in the individual categories. And you'll see that reflected in my weekly check-in. You'll see it reflected in my closeout budgets for my pen and paper budget. So now that I've seen all this, my April budget is pretty much done. The only thing left, and it hasn't happened because it doesn't happen until later this week and I haven't gotten the numbers yet, you will see when I set up the May Excel sheet, which is a few days into May because I have so many of these videos coming out at once. Next time I do another Excel, we'll set up May, and then you'll see what happened to Paycheck 3, and you will see what's going to happen to savings and all that. But I can do our sinking funds right now. So sinking funds, which is already done. I've already done the sinking funds. What we had done is used a couple accounts here. So vacation fund had $250, and I took out $250 of that vacation fund to pay the Visa. And you're going to see, do I have it down here? Yes, this payment right here. And these are my actual transactions on my Visa as of now this month. And I still have this balance right here. I may have an interest charge for this month, but other than that, I don't know. I don't have anything on there. I haven't added anything to it. So as you can see, I even got a new subscription. This is what made me think to put it on a credit card. $6.99 for Discovery Plus. My son absolutely loves it. They're really enjoying it. And then some other things that we have here. So this is the balance we still owe on our credit card this month. And things like that. Now, I have not done the savings yet. As you can see, I haven't added anything. Oh, I've only added the dividends that the bank gives us, but I haven't added anything personal. So we are hoping to put money in. We're hoping to put in this savings amount here, but we'll have to wait and see. And I also have to decide, am I going to balance forward any money from April into May? Because I like to, when I do my savings, I like to break it up into $365 multiples, because that's one whole piggy in my little piggy, what is it called? A savings tracker that I get to color in. So I don't like coloring half piggies, apparently. It's an irritant for me. So that's okay. But we'll see what happens. I took out $2.99 for the termite spray with Orkin, and that was taken care of. I took out $537. This plus this combined is what I put towards Visa, and that's why I've got these little notes over here. It says paid Visa. So I already made one payment to the Visa here, and then I still need to make this payment here, and this payment will come out of the end of the month in paycheck 3. You see the Visa and savings right there. Those two combined with the tithe equals this number right here. So yeah, so these numbers are going to be reflected balance forward into May. When May gets here, I'm going to completely deplete the cell phone technology next month to 0, and then starting in June, start funding it again. We just kind of needed the extra money because of the way the paychecks fell next month. So yeah, that's all I really have to do right now in my Excel file. I usually come in here just every other day, put a few numbers in, and then I'm done. It takes me 5 minutes tops. It doesn't take a lot to do it. It's just the discipline of saying at this time of the day I'm going to do it and just get it over with. Let's see what else is in here. Savings tracker. Once I make the decision on once I find out how much my husband gets paid, and then how much we're going to tithe, and then savings and the Visa. Once that happens on Friday, the savings numbers will change, and I'll add it in, and it will balance forward to the next month, and we'll be good to go. So I really like that. Now, typically, sneak peek, I just copy and paste this whole Excel file, and I'll show you. I just go right here. You can go highlight the whole thing, and if I right click with my mouse, see, it says copy. I copy the whole thing, which I've already done, and I'm just going to click out of this real quick. Let's see, nope, I want to leave that there. And I come over here and I kind of click on a cell and I hit paste, and then all this will show up. So I already started building up May, and we'll be going over that next time. So, but for now, we're just finishing up with April, and it looks pretty good. I mean, I was able to stay within budget for the most part, but I'm cutting it close with the budget. So yeah, we don't have a lot of money left over, $140 some. I normally keep $300 to $500 in our checking account as a buffer, and to drop this low, it really bugs me, and I am a little scared. So hopefully we'll make it till Friday. I see pending deposits already, so I feel a little bit at ease for the first of the month's checks. But and my husband did get a VA education deposit. You'll see that next month too, but it won't clear until Friday, either midnight Thursday or midnight Friday after midnight. Into our bank account, so we'll have to wait and see. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hoped it helped and made sense. I am doing an Excel series, so you can just kind of check in just like I do my budget sheets. I just show you what I'm doing, when I'm doing it. If there's something different you would like me to do, or you have another idea, do you want me to put the numbers in instead of me putting them on my own, and then I just kind of show you where they're at. Let me know in the comments below, and I can definitely come up with a video for that. And I hope you have an amazing and blessed day. I'll see you next time. Bye.